if there are two women that I've seen that exemplifies dark feminine energy, that really knows how to play players, and to me, in my opinion, it's been Rihanna and Lori Harvey. Now, obviously, Rihanna went through some struggles, in the beginning, which I personally do not want to go into because YouTube doesn't let me talk about that. But they all apply the strategies that I teach, all right? And that strategies were able to get guys like Future, in terms of like winning, in terms of getting the last laugh. They were able to get the last laugh with Future, with Drake. They were able to get the last laugh with a bunch of different celebrities that are known to be players. Omarion. And till this day, a lot of them are still in love with her. Drake's still in love with Rihanna. He's butthurt, right? And Future still talking about Lori Harvey. He's always sending diss tracks, right? Even saying that I don't want my kid to have a good dad in his life. And it just seems like all the men that they hook up with are still not over them. And people ask, how do they do that, right? Because the truth is, look, in my opinion, they're beautiful women, but beauty is common, right? There's beauty everywhere. And I've seen a lot of beautiful women get treated like trash. So it's not the fact that they're beautiful. In fact, they have a disadvantage because they're successful, they have a lot of money, and it actually puts women at a disadvantage to have that much power. So how are they able to get all of these guys to chase them, to get all of these guys to be in love with them? What's their secret? Well, I found out what their secret is, people. Okay, and it's not praying, and it's not all lovey-dovey type of stuff. It's some real dark shit, people. Okay, and the reason why they do this is not because they're evil, but because one, they truly don't give a fuck, right? There's a certain attitude, there's a certain attractiveness. When somebody doesn't care about what you think, when somebody doesn't care about you, there is a certain offense that people feel. And the thing about these types of guys, these players, is that a lot of them are more sensitive than they look. They require so much female attention to hide so much pain, where normal guys require a little female attention because the pain that they're trying to hide isn't really that much. So let's talk about that. The first thing that they do is that they destroy their egos. That's pretty much the whole emphasis of this. They destroy their ego. They hurt their ego. It's like when Drake was trying to kiss Rihanna, right? I think we have all seen him. Let me put her here. Drake kiss Rihanna, right? And this is something that she wasn't intentionally trying to play him, but he tried to get zesty with it. He tried to get too comfortable with it, right? And what did she do? She completely gave him the cold shoulder because of that, right? Let me show you right here. Oh, boom, right? Completely gave him the cold shoulder. He tried to kiss her, right? And she just looked away.
And the thing about them in general is that they're not afraid to embarrass you in public. Nice girls would have gone along with it because they don't want to hurt his feelings. But these women don't give a fuck about hurting your feelings. And that's something that a lot of people do miss out. And a lot of psychos, though, they understand the power of not giving a fuck. They understand that if you try some shit in public, I'm going to just embarrass you in public. And that mindset is not about the fact that they're willing to embarrass them in public. It's the fact that it's like, it's what it says about their personality. Like, it's like, if you try to do this in public, then I'm just going to embarrass you in public. That type of mindset reflects out in so many other different areas of her life and the way that she thinks. And it makes them really attractive. It makes guys like, it makes them appear more of a challenge to men.
She's like, bitch, get the fuck out the way, girl. And notice how she laughed at it, right? And the reason why that's something that helps her is because it's good that other men see that she has standards. It's good that other men see that she's not that easy, right? So that's the first thing, is that guys like him don't expect resistance. And when you put up any sort of resistance, guys like him get really butthurt. I remember, personally, the one time that I got the most butthurt when a girl said no to me was when I was on a fucking streak, people, right? Not the streets. Right? I mean, I was on a streak. Like, I was, doing things, right? And after like after like a consecutive just success, like just God just blessed me that month. One girl said no to me, and I was expecting her to say yes. And when she said no, I felt a little butthurt. You know? Now imagine these guys. That's just me, and I'm kind of healthy. Imagine these guys, right? The fact that you resist him, the fact that you don't want me, it hurts these guys' ego because they're just not used to that, right? And what I've learned, I remember when I had a girl that I really, really loved, and she dumped me. I remember I was able to, girls would look at me a lot of times. Sometimes they would approach me. Sometimes they'll be like, hey, I know you from TikTok. And they'll go out with me. But I remember the feeling that I felt was that, man, I could get almost any girl that I want, but not her. And that hurt because you're the one thing that I can't have. And it does hurt. And it makes these guys obsessed with them. So that's the first thing that they do, right? They let them know that you can't have me that easily. And the next thing is that they make sure that they break their own rules. They do things that these guys will cause them to break their own rules. Like, for example, what's his name? A$AP Rocky, right? Rihanna legit friend zoned A$AP Rocky. She friend zoned him for 7 years. A$AP Rocky, a very handsome guy in fashion who could get any woman. She friend zoned him. And what did he do? He stuck around, waiting. He doesn't do that type of stuff. I can promise you he doesn't do that. Any girl that friend zones him, he doesn't entertain, especially if he wants to clap them the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do that. Drake was even complimenting Rihanna in public in an attempt. Oops, sorry. Sorry, people. In an attempt to get her to like him, right? He was trying to publicly compliment her, letting him know how amazing she is and that kind of stuff. And that hurt their ego. Because they're usually, I imagine Drake was trying to like seduce her in public, but she was rejecting him so much that he was like, you know what, fuck it. Sorry. He was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me just compliment her in public and try to kiss her in public. Right? It makes a guy do things that they usually wouldn't do. Heck, even A$AP Rocky, A$AP squeezes Rihanna, right? This wasn't planned. This wasn't planned. This happened because this dude is desperate. This was not in the plan to squeeze her ass, man. Right? He squeezed and she pushed him away. Right? These are things that these guys usually don't do, but because she's friend zoning them, but because she's keeping them at a distance while still entertaining them, they start chasing more. And the reason why Rihanna says this happens is because, first of all, I don't think she's doing it on purpose too much. I really do think that she just has a tough time committing. But it's that part. It's the fact that she can't commit that men see that as a challenge. Watch this. I think she talks about this.
Only place that was peaceful for me was the studio.
Do you want to have some kids of your own one day?
One day, I got tons of work to do, honey.
Rihanna couldn't
Notice
commit to a relationship.
the guys are not the center of their lives. So Rihanna just doesn't entertain them. And when a man feels like you value other things more than him, it hurts their ego. Just like when you notice a man value his job over you, you try to beat the job by trying to get his attention.
Relationship. Although there was one person that she could rely on.
Why not Rihanna? You guys make a cute couple.
A lot of people would say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people would say, he's like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. I'm trying, but she's not taking it. And that type of stuff hurts your ego because he says, okay, what the fuck is wrong with me? You want me, right? You want me, but she doesn't want me. What's going on? That hurts their ego.
You never know.
I'm not necessarily happy being single. You know, my personal life is pretty much non-existent, which is not good, not for the long run.
I remember just one day, like, thinking, why can't I come to a place where I let somebody in? Why can't I?
And that, men perceive that as a challenge. And how we talked about yesterday in the video about Rihanna is that she doesn't commit to men too soon. She slows it down. And that slowing down plays against every man's main weakness, impatience, right? Now, the next thing that they do is that they make them break their own rules. Boom, right? And the next thing is that once they're done, they're done. Right? Once they're done, they're done. And meaning that they never go back to their exes. To the point that Future is still butthurt over every ex that left them and never came back, which is Lori Harvey and Ciara. And they all dated a guy that looked the complete opposite of Future. In other words, Future's a player, they dated fucking Bob the black guy. Right? They dated freaking Russell Wilson, the pastor's boy, Michael B. Jordan, the modern version of Will Smith, which is the handsome, powerful, strong black guy who represents goodness, I suppose. Right? And they all had a public, healthy relationship with each other. And when a man sees the woman who they didn't treat right being happy with another man, what happens is that they start to feel jealous. And that hurts their ego because deep down they know. They wish they could commit. Deep down they wish they could be that type of guy. Deep down, 100%. And they can't. And it's almost like you're waiting on the outside. You're on the outside looking at the party, looking at everyone having fun, and you're not having fun. And the girl doesn't want you no more. In fact, when they ask about you, she laughs. Like Ciara, when Ciara was asked, hey, how's Future? He co-parenting. She was like, she just started laughing like a psycho. You know, and that type of stuff, a man will look at it at a distance, and they'll just start to falling in love with you. And the reason why they're falling in love with you is because you're hurting their ego. You're taking something from them. You're taking their superficial self-esteem because of how you reacting to them and how you are inadvertently comparing them to somebody else. And what did they do then? They try to get revenge. They try to hurt you. They try to sabotage your relationship, right? The toxic ones. The good ones, they'll let you be. They'll say, you know what, I may not be with you, but whatever. The toxic ones will just try to hurt you, like Future, making rap songs about his ex, rap songs about his ex's husband. That's a sign you hurt their ego. Even Drake does the same thing, man. To the point that Rihanna was like, nigga, keep my name out your mouth, dude. Because you hurt their ego. Right? So they date the complete opposite of you, and they see you being appreciated by someone that looks the complete opposite of them. But the problem with this is that the love that these guys feel is not real love. These guys are just obsessed. They have a projection. They never really interact with women. In other words, they're only interacting with projections of their mind. They see women as objects. They think it's okay to cheat on them and to hurt them. And when they finally meet a woman who doesn't take their bullshit, they end up falling in love with that woman. But the truth is that they're only attracted to that woman because she's showing strength. And then because of that, they'll see that as a challenge to try to break her. So it's not really going to fix it. These men are just completely flawed. And there's nothing you can do about it other than to find your own Michael B. Jordan. And they're out there. They're just not the celebrities. They're normal dudes. And you have to deal with a lot of Futures to get to your own Russell. There's more Futures than Russell. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Especially the society today. Honestly, if you really want to find your own Russell, you got to go to a conservative area. Future, you'll find a bunch of Future in liberal cities. I'm just being honest with you. I really am being honest. To find a real guy that does this the right way, you have to, unfortunately, go towards a more conservative area because those guys want relationships. Yeah, some of them cheat, okay, whatever, but they're not going to cheat more than dudes who call themselves non-monogamous. They're not going to cheat more than dudes who's bagging the whole football team because there's so many people around. No, you want the dude who lives in a small town and barely meets women. You get what I'm trying to say? And goes like there is a truth behind that to a certain degree. I could be wrong. Right? So they keep their distance, right? They make the men break their own rules. And another thing is that the relationship doesn't progress that fast. It doesn't progress that fast. Even the sex, right? It doesn't. Now the sex part, you guys can go fast or slow. I don't care. But what I care most is about the emotional connection. For example, Rihanna didn't let A$AP Rocky tell people that they were together up until a year. Rihanna didn't let the billionaire that she was dating, nobody knew who he was because she wanted to keep it private. Harvey, I imagine, does the same thing. And so that hurts the person's ego. Because usually most women want to show off with those guys as soon as possible. When you preserve the relationship and make it private, and you don't commit too fast, too soon, what it does is that it has the opposite effect. It makes them want to commit. That's just how that works. It hurts their it destroys their ego. Because they're usually the ones hurting women. If you are able to hurt them, you're going to be their fantasy. You're going to be the projection they're trying to chase after. And that's just how that works, people. Right? Now, if you guys ever want to learn about these types of things, right? What you guys can do is and you want to learn from me one-on-one individually, you guys can check out my one-on-one coaching sessions. I just updated something for you guys, okay? I included a 10-minute session, right? Because again, some people want to work with me one-on-one and they don't have too much to say, but they want quick answers. So you guys can purchase a 10-minute session for $75, 15-minute session. They're all private. The one-on-one sessions are always private. 45-minute session for $199. And a 1 hour session for $250. Or you could purchase them at a bundle. For example, the 45-minute session, you could get 3 of them at 30% off. 3 30-minute sessions at 30% off, and so forth and so forth. Okay. And now the next thing is that I also have a course that I just created, which is called The Feminine Woman. All right. It's a course specifically to help you guys achieve these types of goals. How to be a feminine woman in the real world, and how to project strength, right? It's an overall course that will teach you how to behave at your job, how to maintain friendships, how to identify fake friends, how to not let your femininity sabotage your relationship with your friends and family, how to not let your femininity sabotage your workplace. It's an overall encompassing course, right? The first one of its kind on this channel. All right. So it is a dating course. It is a self-help course. It is a career course. It's a general course. And you guys can pre-order it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says pre-order the feminine woman, and you can purchase it at $69 as a pre-order price. It's gonna be out by the end of the month, hopefully, or maybe by the end of next month. Okay. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this type of video, and I'll see you guys later.